Okay guys, so today we're going to take out some fresh yuca for lunch. Yuca, otherwise known as cassava, one of the most important staple crops for the southern hemisphere, Africa, South America, etc. So, first thing you need to do is take the plants apart. There's nothing edible here. The big tubers that are kind of like huge potatoes are underground, so we need to get at those. But the first thing we need to do is just clear the whole plant away. So it's great because yuca produces a nice foliage. Here I have a cacao plant that I can just chop and drop at the base of the cacao plant. But the first thing that you want to do is just take take the whole thing. All right. So people, one last thing is as you're working, make sure you stay organized because yuca propagates from cuttings. So every single one of these little nodes here on the stick is another plant that's waiting to happen. So if you just take your sticks and you just throw them all over your garden, you're going to end up with yuca plants sprouting everywhere. And because they haven't really been planted nicely in the ground, they're not going to grow very nicely. So you don't want to do that. So anything that's sort of like twiggy, that's like skinny and it's not really worth it to plant, just chop that up as mulch. All the little twiggy parts you can chop as mulch. And then the stick part, the part that's like nice and thick, you want to cut that into short lengths of about 1 foot long and put them in a nice little pile here as you're working. Make a nice organized pile because then you can take these out and you can cultivate a new field with these. You can use these as pioneer plants in your new field. So just really important. Okay, and then when you get to the point where you've cut your plant and you've got like a little stick shift here, okay, you just want to start to loosen it up. Now this one's been in the ground for a long time, so there was like a lot of soil. And what you'll see, guys, from a soil restoration point of view, from soil regeneration, is how nice and loose and crumbly and wonderful and black the soil is. Because what yuca basically does, as what you'll see, is it can turn compacted soil, because the tubers are so big and so strong, it turns compacted soil into loose soil that's ideal for planting. So use yuca, don't use a rotiller, use yuca as a way to till soil in the subtropics, yeah? So now you gotta get a good grip on your stick shift, pull your stomach in, arch your back, and get ready to use your legs, and you're basically doing a deadlift to take it out of the ground. And you can see they really are massive, okay? So, and actually one broke. I left one in the ground here that broke because it is equally massive. So nothing like taking, 35 pounds of food out of the ground in one fell swoop. So that's how you harvest yuca, and that is also how you use yuca. Come on over here, Sarah. That's how you use yuca to dig for you. Now, say I wanted to plant something here that was more delicate, like a cacao tree or a coffee tree. I've got soil that's already prepared. I don't need to open it with a shovel. I don't need to hit it with a hoe. I don't need to go crazy and kill myself. All I needed to do was plant yuca first, which I can also eat, and I can also sell. So it's not like I'm just putting things in the ground that I can't use and then I have to wait. That's the great thing about agroforestry. When you use succession planting with pioneers, is that you have crops that you can eat and or sell every step along the way. You don't have to really just sit around and wait, but you use plants to prepare the grounds for other plants, and you also get a meal out of it.